Hello and welcome to a reading of Isaiah, chapters 10 to 12. Chapter 11 is a high point, a prophecy about Jesus, with the branch from Jesse and biblical end times prophecy. The location of chapter 10 of Isaiah, what was called Assyria, is now
the modern-day Iraq, Iran, Kuwait, Syria, and Turkey.
The end times prophecy refers to the Euphrates River.
It flows through Turkey, Syria, and Iraq. End times biblical prophecy
Tells us the Euphrates River
will be split and therefore made shallow. There is a remnant of Israelites somewhere hidden that they'll be able to walk free in the same way that in Moses' time the Israelites were able to walk through the parting of the Red Sea.
Isaiah chapter 11 verses 15 and 16. We are told the Lord will dry up the gulf of the Egyptian sea with scorching winds. He will sweep his hand over the Euphrates River and he will break it up into 7 streams so that men can cross in sandals. We're told that there will be a highway for the remnant of his people that is left from Assyria. Reading chapter 10, Isaiah. Woe to those who make unjust laws, to those who issue oppressive decrees to deprive the poor of their rights and withhold justice from the oppressed of my people, making widows their prey and robbing the fatherless. What will you do on the day of reckoning?
When disaster comes from afar, to whom will you run for help? Where will you leave your riches? Nothing will remain but to cringe among the captives or fall among the slain.
Yet for all this, his anger is not turned away. His hand is still upraised.
Heading God's judgment on Assyria. Woe to the Assyrian, the rod of my anger, in whose hand is the club of my wrath. I sent him against a godless nation. I dispatch him against a people who anger me, to seize loot and snatch plunder, and to trample them down like mud in the streets. But this is not what he intends. This is not what he has in mind. His purpose is to destroy, to put an end to many nations.
Are not my commanders all kings, he says? Has not Calno fared like Karamesh? Is not Hamath like Uphat, and Samaria like Damascus? As my hand seized the kingdoms of the idols, kingdoms whose images excelled those of Jerusalem and Samaria, shall I not deal with Jerusalem and her images, as I dealt with Samaria and her idols?
When the Lord has finished all his work against Mount Zion and Jerusalem, he will say, I will punish the king of Assyria for the willful pride of his heart and for the haughty look in his eyes. For he says, by the strength of my hand I have done this, and by my wisdom, because I have understanding, I removed the boundaries of nations. I plundered their treasures. Like a mighty one, I subdued their kings. As one reaches into a nest, so my hand reached for wealth of nations.
As men gather abandoned eggs, so I gather all the countries. Not one flapped a wing or opened its mouth to chirp.
Does the axe raise itself above him who swings it? Or the sword boast against him who uses it? As if a rod were to wield him who lifts it up, or a club brandish him who is not wood. Therefore, the Lord Almighty
will send a wasting disease upon his sturdy warriors. Under his pomp, a fire will be kindled like a blazing flame.
The light of Israel will become a fire, their Holy One a flame.
In a single day it will burn and consume his thorns and his briars. The splendor of his forests and fertile fields it will completely destroy, as when a sick man wastes away, and the remaining trees of his forests will be so few that a child could write them down.
A new heading, the remnant of Israel.
In that day, the remnant of Israel, the survivors of the house of Jacob, will no longer rely on him who struck them down, but will truly rely on the Lord, the Holy One of Israel. A remnant will return. A remnant of Jacob will return to the mighty God. Though your people, O Israel, be like the sand by the sea, only a remnant will return. Destruction has been decreed, overwhelming and righteous. The Lord Almighty, will carry out the destruction decreed upon the whole land.
Therefore, this is what the Lord Almighty says. O my people who live in Zion, do not be afraid of the Assyrians who beat you with a rod and lift up a club against you as Egypt did. Very soon my anger against you will end, and my wrath will be directed to their destruction. The Lord Almighty will lash them with a whip, as when he struck down Midian at the rock of Oreb, and he will raise his staff over the waters as he did in Egypt. In that day, their burden will be lifted from your shoulders, their yoke from your neck. The yoke will be broken because you have grown so fat.
They enter Aiath.
They pass through Migron. They store supplies at Michmash. They go over the pass and they say, we will camp overnight at Jeba. Ramah trembles. Gibeah of Saul flees. Cry out, O daughter of Galion. Listen, O Lasha.
Poor Anathoth.
Madmenah is in flight. The people of Jebeam take cover. This day they will halt at Nob. They will shake their fist at the mount of the daughter of Zion, at the hill of Jerusalem. See, the Lord Almighty, will lop off the boughs with great power. The lofty trees will be felled, the tall ones will be brought low. He will cut down the forest thickets with an axe. Lebanon will fall before the mighty one. And now, very exciting moment. Chapter 11, the branch from Jesse. A shoot will come up from the stump of Jesse.
From his roots, a branch will bear fruit.
The Spirit of the Lord will rest on him, the Spirit of wisdom and of understanding, the Spirit of counsel and of power, the Spirit of knowledge and of fear of the Lord, and he will delight in the fear of the Lord. He will not judge by what he sees with his eyes, or decide by what he hears with his ears, but with righteousness he will judge the needy. With justice he will give decisions for the poor of the earth. He will strike the earth with the rod of his mouth, and the breath of his lips he will slay the wicked. Righteousness will be his belt, and faithfulness the sash around his waist. The wolf will live with the lamb, the leopard will lie down with the goat, and the calf and the lion and the yearling together, and the little child will lead them. The cow will feed with the bear, their young will lie down together, and the lion will eat straw like the ox. The infant will play near the hole of the cobra, and the young child put his hand into the viper's nest. They will neither harm nor destroy on all my holy mountain, for the earth will be full of the knowledge of the Lord as the water covers the sea. In that day, the root of Jesse will stand as a hammer. For the peoples, the nations will rally to him, and his place of rest will be glorious. In that day, the Lord will reach out his hand a second time to reclaim the remnant that is left of his people from Assyria, from Lower Egypt and from Upper Egypt, and from Cush, from Elam, from Babylonia, from Hamath,
And from the islands of the sea.
He will raise a banner for the nations and gather the exiles of Israel. He will assemble the scattered people of Judah from the four quarters of the earth.
Ephraim's jealousy will vanish, and Judah's enemies will be cut off.
Ephraim will not be jealous of Judah, nor Judah hostile towards Ephraim. They will swoop down on the slopes of Philistia to the west. Together they will plunder the people to the east. They will lay hands on Edom and Moab, and the Ammonites will be subject to them. The Lord will dry up the gulf of the Egyptian sea. With a scorching wind, he will sweep his hand over the Euphrates River. He will break it up into 7 streams so that the men can cross over in sandals. There will be a highway for the remnant of his people that is left from Assyria, as there was for Israel when they came up out of Egypt.
Chapter 12, Songs of Praise.
In that day you will say, I will praise you, O Lord. Although you were angry with me, your anger has turned away, and you have comforted me. Surely God is my salvation. I will trust and not be afraid. The Lord is my strength and my song. He has become my salvation. With joy you will draw water from the wells of salvation. In that day you will say, give thanks to the Lord, call his name, make known among the nations what he has done, and proclaim that his name is exalted. Sing to the Lord, for he has done glorious things. Let this be known to all the world. Shout aloud and sing for joy, people of Zion. For great is the Holy One of Israel among you. Yes, great is the Holy One of Israel. God bless Israel. Amen.